The notification lit up my phone during Marcus's graduation ceremony. I was sitting in the third row watching my son walk across the stage to receive his engineering degree with honors. 4 years of late-night scholarship applications, and watching him work 2 jobs to afford textbooks, had led to this moment. He'd graduated summa cum, landed a position at a prestigious tech firm, and done it all while I worked double shifts to help him avoid crushing student debt. The auditorium was packed with proud parents, grandparents, and siblings. I'd invited my family 6 weeks ago. Dad said he had a business conflict. Mom said she wasn't feeling well. Victoria mentioned something about her kids' activities. David never responded at all. I glanced at the screen. The family group chat was active. Booked our Paris flights for next week. Celebrating the family's success stories. No room for the disappointments this time. My sister Victoria had posted it. Within seconds, the responses poured in. Finally, a trip without dead weight, Mom wrote. Achievement deserves recognition. Failure doesn't get a seat at the table, added my brother David. Dad's message was simple. Family winners only. I stared at the screen. Marcus was shaking hands with the dean, his smile visible even from where I sat. The dean was saying something to him, probably congratulating him on his thesis. My phone buzzed again. Sarah, we know you're reading this. Stay home where you belong. I typed back, enjoy your trip. Then I turned my phone to silent and watched my son receive his diploma. The ceremony ended an hour later. Marcus found me in the crowd, his graduation cap tilted sideways, his face flushed with excitement. Mom, I did it. You absolutely did. I hugged him tight. I'm so proud of you. The whole family coming to dinner tonight. I hesitated. They had other plans. But this is about you, not them. His smile faltered slightly, but he recovered. You're right. Let's celebrate anyway. We went to his favorite restaurant, just the 2 of us. While Marcus talked about his job offer at a tech firm in Seattle, I made a decision. That night, after dropping him at his apartment, I sat in my car and pulled out my phone. I opened my banking app and navigated to the business accounts. Harrison Manufacturing had 7 different accounts under my control. Payroll processing, vendor payments, corporate expense cards, operating capital, emergency reserves, executive bonuses, and the marketing budget. My finger hovered over the screen for a moment. Then I made the call. Evening, Mrs. Harrison. What can I help you with? James Peterson had been my private banker for 12 years. He'd helped me restructure the accounts after grandmother died, set up the discrete payment systems that kept the family afloat, and never once questioned why I wanted my ownership kept quiet. James, I need to freeze all operational accounts for Harrison Manufacturing effective immediately. There was a pause. All of them. That's the payroll account, the vendor payments, the corporate cards, all of them. May I ask why? I'm exercising my authority as primary account holder and majority shareholder. No transactions should process until I authorize them personally. Understood. I'll need your verbal confirmation code. I provided it. How long until this takes effect? It's already done. The system updates in real time. The corporate cards will decline on the next attempted transaction. Any pending payments will be held for your review. Payroll is scheduled for Friday. Do you want that to process? I thought about it. The factory workers, the office staff, the people who actually made the business run, didn't deserve to suffer because my family was cruel. Payroll processes normally for all non-executive employees. Executive salaries require my approval. I'll flag those accounts. Anything else? Send me a detailed report of all transactions from the past 6 months. I want to see exactly what they've been spending. I'll have that to you by tomorrow morning. Thank you, James. I hung up and drove home. The house felt quiet. I made tea and sat in the kitchen thinking about the past 15 years. When Dad had his first heart attack, I was the one who paid the hospital bills. $240,000 for the surgery, ICU stay, and rehabilitation. Insurance covered some of it, but not enough. When the manufacturing plant nearly went under during the recession, I liquidated my investments to keep it afloat. $800,000 to cover payroll for 6 months, while orders dried up. When Mom needed her hip replacement when Victoria's husband left her with 3 kids and no savings when David's restaurant failed, I covered it all. Victoria's divorce legal fees, $65,000. Her mortgage payments while she got back on her feet, 3 years at $4,000 per month. David's failed restaurant debts, $190,000. Mom's medical procedures over the years. Another $300,000 easily. They never asked where the money came from. They assumed Dad had it handled or that the business was doing better than it was. I never corrected them. I just kept the accounts current, kept the paychecks flowing, kept the lights on. The truth was simpler than they realized. When grandmother died, she left everything to me. Not the house or the jewelry, those went to Mom. She left me her shares in Harrison Manufacturing. 68% of the company that bore our family name. Grandmother had watched me carefully over the years. How I handled money, how I worked, how I treated people. She saw something in me that the rest of the family missed. The week before she died, she called me to her bedside. "They take you for granted," she said. "They always have. But you're the only one who understands what it means to build something. I'm giving you the power to protect yourself. Use it wisely." I never told anyone. I signed the documents, filed the paperwork, and quietly became the majority owner of the business that employed my father, brother, and sister. I became the person who controlled the bank accounts they all drew from, and I never said a word. My phone started buzzing 3 days later. I was at work when Victoria's name appeared on the screen. I let it go to voicemail. She called again and again. By lunchtime, I had 12 missed calls. I listened to the first voicemail during my break. "Sarah, my card isn't working. I'm at a store in Paris and it's humiliating. Call me back." The second voicemail was from David. "Hey, something's wrong with my corporate card. I tried to pay for dinner and it declined. Can you check with Dad about the accounts?" Dad's voicemail was more direct. "Sarah, there's a problem with the business accounts. Everything's frozen. I need you to call the bank and sort this out. You still have that contact there, right?" I deleted the messages and went back to work. That evening, my phone rang constantly. I turned it off and took a bath. When I turned it back on at 10, I had 43 missed calls and 27 text messages. I read through them slowly. "Victoria, this isn't funny. I'm stuck in Paris with no money. David, our hotel is threatening to kick us out. What's happening? Mom, Sarah, answer your phone. This is a family emergency. Dad, I spoke to the bank. They said, you froze the accounts. Call me immediately." I set the phone down and made myself dinner. The calls continued all week. I went to work, came home, and lived my life. Marcus called to tell me about his first week at the new job. I congratulated him and asked about his apartment search in Seattle. "Mom, are you okay? You sound different." "I'm fine, sweetheart. Just tired." "The family still giving you trouble?" "Nothing I can't handle." On day 9, Dad showed up at my house. I opened the door to find him standing on the porch, his face red, his hands shaking. "We need to talk. Come in." He followed me to the living room, but didn't sit down. "What the hell are you doing? Do you have any idea what you've put us through? We've been stranded in Paris for over a week. We had to borrow money from Victoria's ex-husband just to change our flights home. The hotel nearly called the police. Do you understand how humiliating this has been?" I sat on the couch and looked up at him. "I understand perfectly. Then fix it. Call the bank and unfreeze the accounts." "No." His face went purple. "What do you mean, no?" "I mean, I'm not unfreezing the accounts. Not yet. You can't do this. That's company money. That's our money. Actually, it's my money. The accounts are in my name. The business is in my name. It has been for 15 years. He stared at me. "What are you talking about?" "Grandmother's will. She left me her shares, 68% of Harrison Manufacturing. I've been the majority owner since 2010. I've been funding the accounts covering the payroll, paying the bills. Every dollar you've spent for the past 15 years came from me." Dad sat down heavily in the chair across from me. "That's not possible. Check the corporate filings. Check the bank records. My name is on everything. But I run the company. I'm the president. You're an employee. I'm the owner." His mouth opened and closed. No sound came out. I paid for Mom's surgery. I saved the plant during the recession. I covered Victoria's divorce costs. I bailed out David's restaurant before it went completely under. I've been holding this family together financially, while you all treated me like I was nothing. We didn't know. You didn't ask. You just assumed I was the failure, the disappointment, the one with nothing to contribute. Dad's hands were shaking. What do you want? I want you to leave my house. Sarah, get out. He stood slowly, his face pale. We can fix this. We can apologize. Just unfreeze the accounts and we'll make this right. The accounts will remain frozen until I decide otherwise. Every transaction, every payment, every corporate card swipe, it all requires my personal approval. Now, you want to take a salary? Ask me. You want to pay a vendor? Ask me. You want to buy lunch? Ask me. You can't run a business like that. It's my business. I'll run it however I want. You walked to the door and stopped. The family excluded me from celebrating my son's graduation. The family called me a disappointment. The family made it very clear I wasn't welcome at the table. So now the family can learn what it's like when the disappointment stops paying the bills. Dad left without another word. The next day, I received a call from the company's lawyer, Thomas Chen. We'd worked together on various filings over the years. Mrs. Harrison, your father is requesting an emergency board meeting to discuss the frozen accounts. Tell him there is no board. I'm the majority shareholder. I make the decisions. He's threatening legal action. On what grounds? I own the company. I control the accounts. Everything is legal and documented. If he wants to sue me, he's welcome to try. But he should know that the moment he does, I'll dissolve the company entirely and sell the assets. There was a long silence. I'll convey that message. Thank you, Thomas. Victoria showed up at my office 2 days later. Security called to ask if I wanted to see her. I almost said no, but curiosity got the better of me. She looked terrible. Her hair was unwashed. Her clothes wrinkled. She sat across from my desk and didn't speak for a full minute. I'm sorry I waited. We were awful to you. The things we said about Marcus's graduation, the Paris trip, all of it. We were horrible and I'm sorry. Okay, that's it. Just okay. What do you want me to say, Victoria? I want you to unfreeze the accounts. I want things to go back to normal. Normal was you treating me like garbage while I paid your bills. I don't want normal anymore. He started crying. I have 3 kids. I can't afford. You'll receive your salary. I'm not cutting anyone off completely. But the corporate cards are gone. The expense accounts are gone. The unlimited access to company funds is gone. You want something, you submit a request like any other employee. This is cruel. I laughed. It surprised both of us. Cruel is excluding your sister from a family celebration because her son isn't good enough for you. Cruel is calling someone a disappointment on the day they're watching their child graduate with honors. You want to see cruel? I can show you what that looks like. Victoria stood up. You've changed. No, I've just stopped pretending you're better than me. She left crying. Over the next month, I restructured everything. I hired a new management team. I set up proper oversight for the accounts. I established salaries and budgets for Dad, David, and Victoria. They were generous salaries, far more than they deserved, but they were fixed. No more unlimited access. No more corporate cards for personal expenses. No more treating the company like a piggy bank. Marcus called me from Seattle. Mom, I heard what happened. Dad called me. What did he say? That you went crazy and froze all the family money. But I did some research. Grandmother left you the business, didn't she? She did. And you've been funding everything all these years. I have. Why didn't you tell anyone? I thought about it because I thought it was easier. I thought keeping the peace was worth more than getting credit. I was wrong. I'm proud of you, Mom. Thank you, sweetheart. Are you going to forgive them? Eventually. But not yet. They need to understand that respect isn't optional. Family isn't an excuse to treat people badly. Good. The family still calls sometimes. Mom leaves voicemails asking when things will go back to normal. Dad sends emails about business decisions that need approval. Victoria texts about the kids and how hard everything is. I respond when I feel like it. I approve what makes sense. I've started saying no. Last week, I booked a trip to Italy. Just me. 2 weeks in Tuscany, staying at small hotels, eating at local restaurants, seeing the art I've always wanted to see. I posted a picture from the plane, celebrating life. No room for people who made me feel small. The family group chat was very quiet after that. I'm okay with quiet.